Well, good day everyone. Thanks for joining us and I hope you're well. I thought I'd just give you some feedback as it relates to the CLS60 that I have recently purchased and installed into my rig here. I've been using it now for the last couple of weeks and yeah, not a full deep dive, but just some initial thoughts as it relates to this Yoke. Firstly, this is a solidly built Yoke. This is really sturdy. So the first thing that I noticed as soon as I got this out of the box was just how sturdy this is. This handle is rigid, albeit it's plastic. It is extremely rigid, which is really good. That's a solidly built unit, and you can definitely easily fly that one-handed without any deflection at all. It rotates through 90 degrees in both directions and has got a very good amount of travel on it in both the forward position and the retracted position there. So, and as you pull through as well, you know, it's really smooth. Now I've got this deactivated at the moment because I don't know if you can pick it up or not there on the camera, but just underneath here there's a red button. That's the kill switch. So you can literally deactivate this. So if I was to activate this now, you'll see this, it'll self-calibrate and then get itself in position. So I can do that now by deactivate that kill switch, and you'll see this now go into its calibration mode. And then it will self-center and get itself ready for the flight. And that's it now. And now that that's actually engaged, the forces are definitely already there. So you've now got the force that you can feel. The unit itself comes with, basically you've got a electric trim on the left here. You've also got, and you can see that by the way. Look, notice how I'm doing that as I pull the electric trim. Look how the Yoke itself is already moving. So that's demonstrating that there's a trim function at play that will work. You've got obviously your button here for push to talk for pilot, a separate one here that you can program in, and incidentally they are programmable, so you can see those as joystick control points, and you can program those. There's another one over here, and then there's an 8-way hat switch as well that you can also program in to your heart's content. So really solid unit. It's not a small unit either. The back of this thing is quite a big box, so I'll leave a picture of it up on the screen here now, but you'll see it's quite a big unit. So but again, I like things that are big and sturdy because it means that they're nice and solid. Let me show you the software interface just briefly as well, because Flight Sim have done a really good job in their software. It's taken me a little bit of time to get my head around it, and I'm still persevering with it. So this is not a deep dive, but I'll just show you that interface now. So here's the Flight Sim's software, which is FFB Tools. I'm using version 3.3.3 at the moment, and I'll just show you a very brief interface. So it's showing that Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 is connected. We'll jump into that soon. And the devices are also connected. Highlighted is the CLS60 Yoke. As you can see, Microsoft Flight Simulator is running. It also works with 2020, as you can see, X-Plane 12, 11, and also prepared. Down here, you'll see, obviously, as you build on the Flight Sim ecosystem, the other hardware products that they offer. So obviously if you were to, for example, buy a TPM here and you had that installed, I'd imagine that that will be highlighted up, and then you will have functionality to dial in the TPM as well. Just moving down into the Yoke here itself, and as you can see, a whole bunch of settings turn up. So as we go through that, you can see now as I move the pitch handle itself, notice how that's moving up and down, and obviously you can then dial in. So as I pull back into maximum retraction, you can see that's the force that's being applied there. and obviously I've got the way that this is showing at the moment, and this is a default. You know, you've got a bit more force there, and then it tapers through. But you can move all of this. See this? I can move all of these around and dial this in as I want, and then save my own profile. You can do the same thing for roll. Obviously, again, you know, you can make it your roll settings, do whatever you like. I can have this almost no force at all for the initial part of the roll, and then let that taper off as you get more into it. So you can really dial it in. You've got autopilot, software trim, hardware trim. You can simulate turbulence, the yoke physics you can turn, and incidentally, these can all be turned off. If you don't want to have that, or you want to reduce a certain amount of realism, then you can turn some of this off. You know, stall warnings you can do. And if you noticed as well, not only can you have this as a pure function, but you can also dial in the intensity that you would like to see. So you can really get it working really well. Dynamic force is shown. Engine vibration, you know, so you can simulate the engine vibration, which incidentally I've had this working in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, and that's one thing I noticed as well, was the slight rumble, and it's a very, very slight rumble. Again, as you can see, the force is dialed in at 40%, low RPM, not much at all, high RPM, 2.5, so it really, you can dial that in. Look at this one, ground vibration. You know, so again, you can dial in your ground vibration. And as you can see with all of these, you can turn them off or on, depending on what you want to have. Let's have a look in Microsoft Flight Simulator and go for a quick flight. Okay, here we are. We're on runway 06 left. This is my home GA airport, Jandakot in Perth, Western Australia. I've got the panel cam up in the top right of the screen to show you the yoke in demonstration. Let's go for a quick circuit and see what it looks like. As you can see, the first observation, the yoke starts to move out, as it would as the aircraft speed increases. 50 knots and rotate, pull back, and I can feel this vibration. I'm just going to trim that for climb, and it's sensational how that works. There's this very slight vibration that's a force feedback based vibration in there. I'll just get ourselves onto the downwind, and then I'll demonstrate this electric trim as well. Now, to show you the trim function as well, so watch both the panel cam view and the nose of the aircraft. So if I just trim up using the electric trim, and there she goes, and the yoke also pulls back into almost a stall position. But that is so cool. Really, really cool to see. And I'm interested to see what happens on landing, and whether I get any slight little thump through as the wheels touch down, whether that I get any of that feeling through. I'm pretty sure we will, but let's have a look at that. Okay, let's listen to this. Let me feel this, see if it get anything out of it. Here we go. I'm going to put it down a bit hard on purpose. Oh, definitely. It's really, really subtle and sudden. It's fantastic. And as I pull up, the yoke moves forward. This is a really cool piece of kit. Love it. Well, there's my initial thoughts and feedback on the Flight Sim CLS 60 force feedback yoke. It's a real nice piece of kit. I'm really enthusiastic about this, and I'm looking forward to spending more time dialing it in slowly over time and getting this thing set up absolutely perfectly. I'll get back to you in a few months when I've really played around with this a lot and a bit more of a deep dive. But for now, it is absolutely fantastic, and I love it. A great addition to the rig. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks very much for watching. Look forward to catching up on the next one. Bye for now.